Yo, when we making my music video?
I need to record that today. You've been back in the office for 2 days.
Oh, like we did the music video today? Bro, I didn't even rehearse, nothing like that.
It's not a rehearsal. Hey guys, what up? It's the Talking Normies podcast, in quotation marks, hot tub edition / season 2.
Yeah.
We never mentioned to you last time why we're not in a hot tub anymore. One, it's deflated and we're moving and we're going to put it in a new place. Don't worry, we'll be back in a hot tub again.
At the new place, it's going to be outside. We're going to be actually going to
see
get
our
some
dad
views.
bods again.
We got very accustomed to making dude soup and want to continue to do it.
Why don't we just take,
I like it.
Why don't we take the hot tub podcast to OnlyFans?
Ooh.
Because what is anybody paying for? We're already doing it for free. And
No,
we're
but
not
we'll
naked.
be butt naked this
But
time.
like, you know,
Under the water?
we could just be like, we have an OnlyFans.
Listen, I'm willing to sit in the tub naked with you guys, but I don't think you guys are willing to sit in the tub naked
Well,
with
no. It would like still have shorts on. I'm right.
What? Come on, Mickey. What's the difference? You're already not touching each other.
But
I will only do this in a bigger hot tub, not this booty ass. Because we
you
touching
want
each
to
other.
sit naked in a hot tub with 4 dudes
You've never done that?
you know.
I mean,
Hold on, you want to do it with guys you don't know?
The ungayest thing you can do.
Right? We're already pretty much naked in the water. There's just a thin line of mesh.
Yeah, it is dick soup either way.
I don't know, but hey, how's it going, everybody? It's the new year. This is not the first podcast of the new year, is
It's
it?
the
Nah.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah.
It'll be the second.
This I haven't been on a podcast in a while, so it's good to be back here. with them
Sorry I
boys.
missed you guys last week. I was sick.
Yeah, Pat had he didn't have the ick, but he did have
Had
some
the flu,
version
the
of
regular flu, the common flu.
You had that Lulu.
You feeling better?
Yeah. I'm good now.
Yeah, we're all very stringent on. Hey, make sure you isolate, get tested. We're very careful here as Omicron is out there. It's prevalent.
Percy,
guys.
I ate.
It's real.
It's real, y'all.
So
What you mentioned, we were moving, Chris. Can we tell them the good news from as of yesterday officially?
good news, everybody. Pat, you seem excited to say it.
Hell yeah, we moving. We're moving to a nice
official.
tree house.
It's official.
A tree house?
It looks like a tree house.
I just had a slow motion vision of Pat absolutely slobbering that mic. When you said treehouse, you spit so much that it was like, I wish you could have seen it. It's like, this mic, we're gonna put a sticker on it. It's yours forever. But yeah, it's a house, and we got the keys, and it's official. We now have there's a Normies house, and we're gonna move into it and become a cult family.
What?
We haven't decided who's the family leader, but the only way we do decide that is by games of coup.
Ooh, I don't know how to play coup though.
It's easy to learn.
Played it.
Cool is so fun.
So we can catch up. Serge, you're gonna have to go last because you have the most catching up to do.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's start with Mickey and I, and then we can move to Pat because Pat was missing last episode, so we haven't heard about his New Year's or any of that or what he's been up to. Mickey,
I am currently planning a
squeak that table more.
I'm like, is it me? I don't know.
Maybe if we just don't.
You can touch it, just don't move
All right,
it.
just stay like this the whole time, y'all.
Beautiful.
I am currently trying to plan a trip to Phoenix. So we were listening to
Phoenix Institute or Phoenix, Arizona?
No, Phoenix, Arizona. What? Yes, the Phoenix is. I'm going back to school to get a degree that won't help me at all.
Damn, the shade.
All the degrees from Phoenix Institute don't want to help you, bro.
But no, Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do with Chester. I'm like, damn, should I take him with me? But then we got another thing to do after Phoenix. But actually, it happened last podcast. We were listening to System of a Down before we started. And then I remember we got into a conversation of like, didn't they break up? Did they break up? So I Googled it and I was like, I wonder if they still tour. And sure enough, they do. So it's System of Down, Korn, and a third band that I don't know. And
Is it POD?
Well, you a metalhead?
Would that be metal? I don't know.
They go, "Wah!" That's metal.
All right, Korn is new metal. I don't know what you'd put System of a Down under.
They're more of a political. But they're
I mean, you can be political and heavy
Political
metal.
rock.
Anyway, he does like heavy songs though.
It's like heavy rock, I guess, but it's not. I wouldn't classify it.
Let's see if we can get
It's like
Spencer. Will
Warped
you
Tour.
Google?
But
What's
anyways,
classify of
they do,
what
and
System
I
does?
that's one, System of a Down is one of my favorite bands of all time, and I always wanted to see them live, and this might be the only opportunity. And I always wanted to just drive all the way out west just to say that I did it. But now I'm having a hard time figuring out what to do.
Are you meeting up Turk up there?
I am meeting up Turk.
I assume he likes System of a Down too, right?
Yeah.
We used to play games with him.
Yeah. I'm gonna meet up Turk. But then I do want to take him with me. But then we got the other thing.
We have an
happening.
Airbnb, so
Yeah, but I don't think it's pet friendly.
Yeah,
So-
the other thing is spoilers. You will see eventually.
Yeah, the other thing.
It's
is
out by
spoilers.
Arizona. That's the biggest hint you're getting. And what is the band classified as, Spencer?
Our System of a Down is classified as alternative metal, new metal, heavy metal,
Powser.
hard rock,
Okay,
and
heavy
progressive
metal.
See, I was right.
I mean, they're heavy, but not like.
And they're not like new metal like Jonathan.
The System of a Down made Drowning Pool.
What?
No, Drowning Pool is the name of a band. They make the song "Bodies Hit the Floor."
Yeah, Bodies Hit the Floor.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And, you know, I've heard a few Korn songs. I was never. I mean, I like Korn, but I'm not familiar with their catalogs. But so it'll be. I'm excited. I'm excited. This is like a little solo trip that I'm doing. I'm actually pretty excited.
There's
about
one thing you need to remember about Korn, and it's.
Dude, we played Guitar Hero when there was the full band, and you could do "Freak on a Leash." And
Nice.
During that part, the lyrics spelled it out, and I would have to like boom ba di da money da hi ba di ba.
You just gotta let your soul fly.
Yeah. Also, the "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" song was ruined by YouTube because it was one of those first songs that you could use to replace the audio in a video when it was copyrighted. So every video had like Mortal Kombat, "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor," Dragon Ball Z, "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor."
See, I thought you were gonna say the really dark thing that, like, I remember that shit being like, you know, the internet Wild Wild West, where people were like, put that shit over Columbine, and it was awful.
Oh God.
Oh my
That's what I thought.
God.
Jesus.
You just took it too far.
No, hold on, that's what I thought we were talking about old internet. That's what
kidding,
people
I'm
used to do that shit, and it was like, ugh. And my buddy at school like loved that song, and I used to be like creeped out by it. But then I was like, it's not him, it's just the internet.
Mickey, have you heard of doggy hotels and all?
Yeah, I looked into it, but they're fucking expensive.
They are hella
They're
expensive.
Look into
so
look into
expensive.
actual people that come and just watch your
Wag.
pets.
Look up
Like,
Wag. It's called Wag.
That might be.
Well, like they would come to my house and watch my dog.
No, no,
I need somebody to like stay in my house.
They
and
can
watch
do
my
that too.
house
they
with
can
my
come
dog.
and they'll stay however long you want them to stay, or they can take them back to their house, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
You don't got shit that they're gonna take.
They could either come and watch your dog,
Oh, I got
walk
a
your
lot of
dog.
shit.
Steal your coffee table with
Or-
the marble in it.
They got a lot of shit.
Listen,
What's up, Spence?
You gotta vet them.
I don't normally call these out, but someone just get Mas Casa just gifted 25 subs.
Oh, thank you for the 25
Hey,
subs.
subs.
Yes.
Dang.
Hell yeah,
Mas
thank you.
Casares.
but
Hell
going back to your topic,
Mas
bro.
gracias.
Look up Wag.
Okay.
And the people that actually watch the dogs, when they take them to their house, they're actually like either vets or like they're dog groomers. They know how to deal with dogs.
Yeah, Corey's sister does it, and
I really wouldn't mind. I actually do
can vet them.
I do really want to take him with me for like the Phoenix portion. I just wish there was some way for me to just send him back home after that.
By himself?
Put them in a box, put some holes in it, and mail it back to the house. Wags will pick them up at the front door.
Some holes.
I think we can say we're going to California. But that's it is like very dog friendly. Like you could probably take him to like a day spa.
I figured I might be able to find like daycare for him there. So yeah, he's most likely gonna come with me, and it's gonna be pretty dope. I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Yeah, that'll be fun. You get to experience the road trip with your doggo.
Yeah, and I feel like it might actually make it easier. I might not get tired as much because I'm alert on having to take care of him.
Especially if you're vlogging it too. That'll be,
I'm gonna record
be your
it.
vlog buddy.
I'm gonna record it.
Strap a GoPro on him, send him out,
Yeah.
every rest stop.
Which part of the trip are you going to record? Is it going to be the long, arduous drive, or is
Well,
it going to be the fun part?
I'll record, like a few shots of me packing and be like, "Here we go," and then I really hope there's a portion in the trip where I'm away from light pollution, and in the night I can see like the actual night sky.
Yeah.
So like. Turk told me like from Phoenix to where we're going in California is pretty much all desert, so I'm super hyped about that portion of the trip. I've always wanted to I really like long drives. I don't mind them at all. Coming back is probably gonna be hell though, but
It'll take you a couple of days.
I'm gonna do it, just to say I did it,
Definitely Arizona has a lot of dark sky parks. Like
Which are
when
going
you're
to be
out there,
sweet.
you try to go to Grand Canyon and shit too, man. If you might as well. If, you're
If
out
there's
there.
time, yeah, I might.
I will be there in April, so I'm excited for
I might
that.
peruse.
Why are you going there in
I might
April?
peruse. Oh shit! I should. Yeah, this gag is over. I should put this back on.
Spencer, how bad is my chest?
This is probably pretty distracting.
50%. It's fine.
Does it look like you have a hole in your chest on the screen?
No, just you can see the background. So, yeah, no real big updates with me. Marquetta's best friend is coming to town with her brother and boyfriend.
From Europe?
Yes, that is where all of her best friends are.
Damn, we didn't make the cut, y'all. We're not the best
make
friends.
the cut. Darn.
I knew
Sorry.
it.
That's because
but-
we're family.
yeah, you don't have to be friends with your family. You're just tied to them forever. So they're coming in April, and me and Marquetta are doing Cincinnati in April for our birthday.
Cincinnati.
And then we also might be doing another thing in April, which we're going to see how that plays out. Aside from that, man, I haven't been up to shit. This is a shameless self promotion, but on my Instagram, I've been making music a whole bunch for January. So I've been posting that, which has been really cool, and it's been keeping me active. And we've been doing a dry January, so we haven't been drinking. So I've been bored a lot.
That's why
What, you haven't been drinking yet?
That's why you want to
Yeah.
toast with grape juice.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, that is why I want to toast with grape juice. Also, I thought you said that's why I want toast with grape juice. And I'm like, you can have that even if you're drinking. It's just toasted grape juice.
Pat, are you not drinking either?
With grape.
No, he's not drinking.
Oh, I thought you were like, yeah, me too.
No.
Wait, so you are drinking?
I've been drinking, like since Christmas because
No, I mean,
Because it's the winter and
It's,
you're bored.
it's the holidays.
Yeah, you gotta. The holidays usually last for 3 entire months, and then once it gets back to spring, you're like, I should probably.
Until that tree comes down.
That's exactly what it is. Like coming back from holiday trip, it's like it's hard to like stop being in rest mode because you're like, it's the beginning of January. It's still holiday-ish, you know. Like it's even when you're back at work, I'm still like a little bit in holiday mode, and I'm like, it's been hard.
It's
to,
until the tree comes down.
which is still up.
Bro, take your tree down.
Chris, I do like when you play the music randomly with your synthesizer in the office. We just all get to take a break and just bop our heads, and then you let us play it, and it's
Yeah,
fun.
everybody's got to play.
Like a kid, like "Ee," pressing keys.
Also, that one looks like a fun little toy, so it's really fun. So I've been doing that, and that's about it. But I guess I could share a funny story. You guys want to hear a kind of funny story?
Yeah,
I'm down.
So, internet people, if you guys know, I do photo shoots. I do a lot of boudoir stuff. I do a lot of street photography. But like when I post on Instagram, if anybody wants to shoot, people usually want to do boudoir. So I was like, all right, cool. And so I did a shoot with one of my friends from high school, and it got real weird real quick. She was just like, she was like, I'm really nervous. I was like, oh, you got this. Like, it'll be fine. And she was like, all right, I'm going to make myself a drink. And then like 3 drinks later, she was like, so you going home or what? And I was like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm married. She's like, call your wife up. Tell her to come over too. I was like, all right, bro, you're wasted. I'm going to get out of here. But my shit was all over her house. So I was like, it's going to take like 30 minutes for me to like tear this shit down. Will you just sit on the couch and be chilling? She's like, yeah, that's fine. And then she's just like, your wife is so hot, bro. Like, what are y'all even doing? Like, come through. And I was like, dude, and then her cat looks at me and takes a shit on the floor. You ever seen a cat just straight up
my
shit
God.
on the floor? I was like, you're out.
Just
Things are-
staring into your
He was like,
soul.
dude. I was like, dude, your cat just pooped on the floor. And she comes to clean it up, but she's only got on like a robe, and she's like trying to scoop up poop, and I'm like, oh my
that's
god.
fucking disgusting.
So I'm just like gathering my shit, trying to get out of the house.
I thought that's how you set the mood. Your pet takes a wingman shit on the floor and you like seductively clean it up.
No.
Definitely clean it
So
up.
I'm like scrambling to get out of here. And I'm just like, because like, I was talking with one of my friends. He was like, this shit comes with the territory. I was like, it's never happened before. Like,
For real?
Yeah,
I'm
no.
surprised.
I mean, most people are fucking professional. And this is, once again, one of my friends from like high school. We don't hang out super often. So I'm not saying she's not professional. I'm just
Put
saying.
her on blast. What's her name?
She got fucking wasted is all. And like, I've been wasted in a shit show before, so I'm not even complaining. But I was just like, damn, dude. Nah, man. Anyway, and so that's the most interesting thing that happened to me. I was also like stressed for the rest of the day. I don't even know why.
Did you leave your shit there? Did you get it all?
I think I got it all. I went through my inventory like twice. I'm like, all right, I got everything. I might have left a roll of film, but it just stressed me out. I was like, what the fuck, man? I'm doing this kind of shit. I don't need this in my life. At work.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Also, if she ever sees this, I charged her $10 extra. I was like, you're gonna have to pay a stress fee, dog.
Some pounds of McDonald's with it.
Well,
Pietrick.
So-
where you been at, Pat?
I've been sick.
What'd you do for New Year's?
So Christmas, I got sick. I had strep throat.
Gross.
I don't know how I got strep throat. The doctor was also perplexed that I had strep throat. He's
Have
like,
you been kissing sick girls?
no.
bit of an inflection there.
He was like, she wasn't sick that I know of.
Not that I recall.
Yeah, when I checked the temperature, she was normal.
That sounds terrifying.
That'd be
Open up, baby.
hilarious.
I
So,
got
like,
this
with the guns,
thermometer for
like,
you.
Have you been exposed or been around anyone for the last 14
Oh, I
days?
just assumed it was a rectal thermometer.
that would actually be a really funny skit.
Like you're on top of her, and like that's when you're issuing this.
The rectal thermometers is the most accurate. Everybody knows.
For real?
Yeah.
I know what rectal thermometer you're talking about, Chris. Is that what you were referring to? I just
No, there's
everything
an
you
actual-
say I construe as dirty now. So
rectal thermometers
oh,
are real
actual
things.
rectal
Yeah,
thermometer.
that's how they
okay,
take
they're real.
like babies'
A
temperatures
dick.
and shit.
With Chris,
Everybody
I
in
always
this room
think
has
he's
had a
talking
thermometer
about.
up their ass. You just don't remember it.
I always
is
think
true.
he's talking about a dick or something dirty because
No.
it usually is.
Talking about an actual medical instrument.
Which, you know, like, that might be the most accurate, but, like, nah, man, we got to figure out something else.
Well, you
what's-
can use the
what's-
ear now.
What's the second most accurate?
But yeah, so I had strep. I got rid of my strep, and then came to work. And then 2 days later, I got sick with the flu. So one of y'all gave me the flu. Just gonna say that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, no
ain't
one
here,
here
bro.
had the flu.
You
I
guys were carrying the flu.
got, it might have been me because I was also sick.
So it was Mickey. Mickey gave me the flu.
But I got sick after, no, man, I got, like, sick, like, during the
Anyways,
holidays.
I didn't do anything for New Year's because I was sick. I didn't do anything for Christmas because I was sick. And then the first week, like literally, like the first week of January was fucked too because I was sick. But this weekend, I mean not this weekend, past 2 days ago, I signed up for a Restore subscription.
Please tell us about this.
Oh, I want to try this. Go on.
Yeah, Restore's dope. So I started cryotherapy, which is dope. I also started doing. They are going to give me IV drip therapy. Yes. And I am going to be taking. It's called NAD plus solution or therapy, where it's going to actually clean my cells and make them younger, so I look younger.
Oh wait, what? That's not what I thought you were going to talk about. I thought you were talking about the IV bar where you go when you're hungover.
Yeah, they got
and
that.
they replenish.
Yeah, but I signed up for the package where I want, like, they can help you with aging, so I don't age as fast.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that.
There, so a little guy goes
gonna
in with a
call
little scraper. How's it?
bullshit on that.
Look, no, go look. I did my research. NAD plus. It's
Famous
a
word.
I did my research. Look it up. You know, I'm just internet could look it up too.
Bro, we about to put you on Joe Rogan so he can tell you. You're gonna be talking about your cells and how they're getting cleansed, and he's gonna hit you with the. But have
All
you
you
tried
got to
DMT?
do is take some ivermectin.
Ivermectin, you tried DMT? Joe Rogan will love you, kind of.
Yeah. So I want to know. I do want to know more about it, how it works. I know I'm laughing at it. I think that like the whole like anti-aging thing is.
But think about it. Like, there's got to be things out there because there's people out there who are looking young when they're old, like Jennifer Aniston.
Plastic surgery.
She don't do no
How come they're always rich people? We're all the poor people.
Botox,
That's why
plastic
they made
surgery.
NAD plus for the poor people.
There was a time where you thought Dwayne Johnson didn't have plastic surgery either, but that
Bro, that dude broke
turned
my heart,
that
man.
turned out to be false. So I'm saying you can't just look at somebody and tell. Like, I'm not accusing it. You know, I'm saying like a lot of celebrities have plastic surgery, and it's good plastic surgery, so it looks natural. But I'm saying like, you know, in that echelon of the world, there's a lot. of
Look,
plastic
if they had
surgery.
shit that can make you look younger, the royal family wouldn't look like potato people.
Yeah, the Queen Elizabeth.
But I don't think Queen Elizabeth wants to be on drip to an IV therapy for like once a week.
I think she wants to be alive
Forever.
Yeah, it's in her best interest to be alive
For
forever.
as long as physically
I'm
possible.
going to send you these articles, y'all, and you read this.
I mean, how do you know she's not doing something, but her outward appearance is the same?
Oh, I am sure she's doing stuff. That's how she's still fucking alive.
Because Pat's talking about not looking older.
Okay, so you
No. Hold on.
I thought you meant like
It
in your
slows
body.
down your aging.
The
That's
aging
what I'm trying to say.
process.
Slows
no, but
down-
you did say so I won't look as old.
When you
it's the
slow
same
down
shit.
your aging, you won't look as old.
Okay, so you're not talking about like reversing.
No, it's not like Benjamin, but whatever that movie was.
Okay.
Really close to Benjamin
Because
Button,
that's
yeah.
what you were making it sound like. You're
I'm not gonna look like 16 again.
Honestly,
So they're gonna give you an IV is the thing, and they're gonna drip what into it.
Yeah.
I want to see how you look after a year, and maybe I'll look into it with my own research. To see.
But the hangover thing,
Yeah, they do have the
That
same.
I wanna try.
No,
That's
they
the-
have. Get so these IV things
Into the
are
mouth.
hella expensive, by the way. The hangover thing, just to get a one-time hangover cure from an IV drip, is $300.
Shit.
Not worth it. Don't get a hangover. Your hangover costs you at most $50,
fuck.
if not $100. You telling me you're gonna put on $300 to not feel
That's
hungover?
We will do an official Normies vlog review. The company will sanction it, and we will just get obliterated till 5 in the morning. Obliterated, absolutely.
But
That's
listen,
gotta be nobody.
I'll
nobody-
vlog it.
I can't
But
imagine. Wait.
listen,
I
yeah, go
can't
ahead.
imagine that somebody just like does that to go do it because they're hungover so bad. I feel like that's like an emergency expense where like you got too trashed and you got an important interview.
Mickey,
in the morning.
rich people be rich, bro. You trying to go into a meeting like They have a lot of wealth. They were like, I need to stop by 7:30 before this meeting.
2022, rich people beer in.
But I also, when I asked this lady about the hangover cure thing, she told me, like, again, when I get hangovers, it affects me for like a whole day. I'm in my bed for the whole day.
Oh,
right?
it's like a 2-day thing
She
now.
told me with the IV hangover cure, you are going to be good within 15 minutes, like a brand new person.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm willing to try it. I don't believe it. I believe in my mind that as best as it's going to get, it's going to be like, okay, well, it's not a full-on badass hangover, but like I'm a little
No,
better.
you're going to be like normal.
I want to know. I want to experience it. But also, if it goes wrong and I have to get I have a terrible hangover where I'm sad and kind of depressed already. Someone shoves a needle into my arm. I waste $300, and then nothing happens. I might be in the depression slump for a minute. I'm gonna have to go home and like just sit in the couch and pet the cat and be like, Catty, I need chamomile tea. I fucked up. I'm so hungover. I think I'm gonna die, and I just wasted $300.
You're looking at your cat like you're not getting anything for Christmas.
Bro, you're gonna have to eat the fucking sardines out the can. I got it too, bro. No. That's I'm willing to vlog it if someone wants to try it.
I'll try shit.
I just
down.
imagine the depression slump that it'll put me in if it doesn't work.
It works.
You know, the next time we do drunk
I feel like it would
explanations,
work.
let's just have it lined up after drunk explanations.
Also, like I hate
getting
getting
Absolutely blasted.
They could be here in the studio as the
Our
sponsor.
sponsor.
Yeah.
There it is.
Do it live. We'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. You guys want to see me cringe on camera from getting a needle put in me? Because even though I have tattoos, which I love, I'm a little bitch when it comes to needles.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I'm surprised.
I like
Okay,
how
good.
big is the needle? Like, nah,
Like a
dude,
normal
nah.
IV
It's an
needle.
IV, but IVs are so uncomfortable.
I don't think
bro.
I've ever had an IV.
For real?
What?
You never gone to the hospital? To the
You
ER?
never drawn blood before?
Not for, well, yeah.
But they
that-
never, when, you know.
But that was a long time ago, and I don't remember what that feels like. I just remember it was like a big needle, and I was scared of it.
But have you gotten your blood drawn recently? Because they'll take
Not
the
recently.
IV thing onto you and they'll just put a vial on,
not
and then they'll
recent-
take it off and grab another vial.
Not recently, no.
So the needle.
Bitch, go to the doctor. You
Yeah,
are
bro, you
old,
need to get-
motherfucker. You need to be
get
having
a-
that at
get
least
a
once a
panel or
fucking year.
something.
What the fuck? You don't know what your cholesterol like? You don't know your AC13 and shit?
No.
Bro, yeah. Go
I
get
don't
your
know mine
annual
either.
checkup.
You, Mr. Health,
This
you
is for
gonna get your
everybody at
cells
home.
scrubbed?
Everybody at home too. Go to your doctor
I
once
know,
a year.
man, I'm just
Annual
like-
checkup.
I'm just scared of health.
That's exactly. Last time I went to go see a doctor for the first time, he told me I had this wrong, this wrong, this wrong,
Yeah,
this
I
That's
wrong.
don't-
because you
I'm
hadn't been to the doctor for 10 years.
I don't want to know what's wrong with
You're
me.
like a car. You
Why
have to
wouldn't
take
you
the
wanna
car to
know?
get checked
Because
up.
it's scary.
Then you can make changes.
I know, but it's scary to
Mickey,
find
I'll
out.
tell you exactly what the
initial
doctor's
bad
going to tell you
news.
off tops. 1, you eat like shit. 2, you're old. 3, turn around and bend over. I need to check your prostate.
No.
You don't need to do that until you're 40 now.
Thank God.
Depends.
Depends, but
Depends
mostly.
on how much weed you smoke weekly. Because if it's a ton, they're going to have to check your prostate. That's a
What?
fact.
These
Yep.
bullshit.
It is like
Why y'all
legitimately
nervous?
scary because I know when I go to a doctor, like there's gonna be at least one thing where it's like you have a thing.
100%.
You
I agree.
There's an issue.
Bro, you've seen Brian Regan.
With
It's like,
your body.
those moles are looking weird.
Yeah,
All right, thanks, Doc. How much for that? Pay you for the insults on the way out.
I'm very afraid of going to doctors.
Man,
Dude,
that's
you
I
literally
know you
have
have
to.
I
What
know,
if you have
I know. I'm just in denial.
anything?
I'm
You
in
know
de-
what's
I'm in
funny is
denial.
that-
I'm in denial.
this ties to the very last topic of the podcast. So I'm really excited to circle back around to this.
Yeah.
I'm in denial.
Well, put a pin in that because we're coming back to it. Surge,
Yeah.
what the fuck have you been
What you
doing?
been up to? Why are you looking all tan and shit?
I mean, nothing.
He's brown.
Not much. We were out on vacation.
He's kind of just.
I was on the island, guys. I was on the actual island. Well, we were in Maui in Hawaii for like 10 days, and then we zipped over island, hopped over to Oahu.
How did you get there? Is it a tiny plane or a regular plane?
A regular plane, but it was Hawaii Air, so one's going like every 30 minutes, island hopping. But airplane, very restrictive. Every restaurant in Hawaii, very restrictive. You have to show your vaccination card to even be in the restaurant. Most
Liberal
places there.
propaganda.
Like with boosters, or they just want the first two?
At least the first two, but as of January 15th with boosters now, so we left before that. Very amazing place, guys. It's just there's no other place where the oceans, the greenery, and the mountains meet in one spot so beautifully. It is actually magical, and I'm not just saying that because of Lost. Like you actually feel something being there. That was before I was on the Lost Island. But then of course I visited all the Lost filming locations. I recorded it with my GoPro. I might be doing a little vlog on that.
my God.
Recreated some scenes with
You
Corey.
gotta see some of this footage.
Are you cutting this into a vlog or do you just have 10 hours of footage for nothing?
I'll cut it into a vlog. I will do it because I tried to recreate some shots. We found this scene where Sawyer gets tortured, and then I had Corey torture me while I was pretending to be tied to the tree. It was pretty sweet.
Okay.
I swear she's gonna like.
We're not gonna address that at all.
She's
huh?
gonna catch you jerking off one day to your own footage of you like waking up in the bamboo forest.
She's gonna be like, it's not even sexy. Like, you don't understand it. Close the door.
Look, she knows how much it means to me. She got us inside the church where the series finale was filmed, where Christian Shepherd opens the doors. And
say his name one more time.
He's a Christian Shepherd. Look, and then it was funny. The lady was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen this all before. It's okay." Like somebody tried to.
You out there?
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of me. She was like, someone tried to recreate the entire series finale here, and it was we had to tell them to stop. Yeah, it's
So
nuts.
like you fall on the ground and start just reciting numbers, and they're like, "Oh, we know this."
Yeah. She's like, "You want to come out and see where Hurley and Ben were talking? Here, Ben was sitting here. Hurley was up there. She knows." And but Corey proposed to me. I had already proposed to Corey in Colorado, but she proposed to me in the church. Oh. It's like, let's take this next step of our lives together.
So is that a normal thing? Like girls also propose back?
No, but it should be because I really loved it. She was shaking.
Let's
It was cool.
normalize that.
Yeah, let's normalize it. Yeah,
So
even if a
women
girl
propose
proposes
to Pat.
you.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it doesn't need to be as big as the man proposing, but
Yeah,
I know some women that have proposed. Like Haley proposed to AJ.
What?
Yeah.
He was planning on proposing to her, but then she played a Uno
That's
reverse.
what's up. Good shit, Haley. Yeah,
She
here in the
hit him with a
21st
Uno
century.
reverse.
Yeah. So it was glorious, guys. I will say.
That sounds amazing.
Our
man.
first night after seeing all the lost locations, I looked up Yelp, some random hibachi restaurant. I'm like, all right, let's go. Completely Japanese place, Japanese menu, but our hibachi chef was white. And then as soon as he came, he's like, "What's up, guys? My name is Jacob. I'm here to take care of you." And me and Corey were just like, she looks at me and I'm like, "Now you're like me."
It's everywhere. Jesus.
Oh shit.
I couldn't believe it.
Permeates your entire brain.
Anyway,
I
it
will
was
say the weirdest one that ever. It was when you and me lived in the Brown house and somebody cut the internet wire in the backyard, and the guy that came to fix it, his name was fucking Desmond. And I was like, what are the fucking chances of that one?
I was gonna go yell at him.
That was the only moment where I felt like, is he right? Like, is this like a thing? Like,
God.
that was the.
How many people do you know named Desmond?
That was the.
Well, as a black person, I know three.
I'll give you that specific moment.
People are named Desmond. The fuck?
That one was good because I was gonna go yell at that guy, and then when I was like, "Hey, excuse me, man, what's your name?" and he said Desmond, I immediately changed my tune.
See you in another life,
And
brother.
then he like hooked it up with the internet, really nice. Anyway, guys, it was a lot of fun. Be on the lookout for that vlog later.
All right. Hell yeah. Well,
So you're in Hawaii for 2 weeks?
Yeah,
have you not noticed?
That's what's up.
amazing.
I'm trying to be somewhere for 2 weeks. Shit.
Dude, I highly recommend it. It actually felt like I wasn't doing the normals. Like every vacation that's less than a week, too short. I've never done like a 2 week long stint. That shit was.
Were there?
Like,
Felt
did it feel like a
nice.
whole different life?
Yeah, it felt like I got to unplug for a bit. you
That's
know?
what's up. That's
I
good
had a
shit.
routine there.
Were there a lot of bugs there?
Not as much. When we were hiking through the jungle, I got bit the fuck up.
Yeah, you're in the jungle.
That's what I've heard. Is like, I mean, there are, like you said, in the actual jungle, but like in general, there's not a whole.
snakes.
I've heard there's not a whole lot of bugs there because they're on an island and there's like, there's not.
Bugs have a hard time getting to the island.
Yeah.
Because they can't fly.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. You got that sweet blood mosquitoes love. Then I mean,
Yeah.
just wear like long pants and you'll be good.
Long pants.
Do you see any like creepy animals, like a snake or anything like that?
Oh, well, we saw a sea anemone, which
Ooh,
looks
that's
like
super cool.
coronavirus. It looks like a model of a virus, and then a sea turtle. Because I got a GoPro for my birthday for Corey, and finally got to explore like going underwater with it and snorkeling. Shit was fun. We got like right up on a sea turtle.
How was that?
That was fun, but it's not made for people with beards. You got to shave.
Yeah, because you won't get a
fills
good
up my
seal.
nose pretty quickly.
Really? Oh shit.
But like I could see, I was right up next to this turtle, and Corey got like footage right up close to it. I'm like, sweet.
That's what's
nice,
up.
Nice.
Man. So when you say that, did you have the snorkel mask that goes all the way over your face with the snorkel attached?
Yeah.
I bought one of those, and I think I got it like for the pool, and like I couldn't use it
Immediately,
because it
yeah.
doesn't suction to your face if you have a beard. So you were
Yeah.
like, but the old school ones, if you get the one that just goes around your nose and the snorkel goes in your mouth, then you don't need the beard for it.
True. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fine with just closing my mouth. Just cover my nose, please.
Well, guys, so I did want to ask y'all, we're moving to a new house, right?
Yeah, buddy.
What do you hope
Yay.
to? What do you hope the move's gonna bring?
One by one, I guess.
Order.
Yeah,
Well, I know there's like
because we're gonna check in later after the move to see if it actually happened.
What's gonna be nice is there's gonna be a dedicated area for everything.
That's what I'm
and
waiting.
dedicated equipment for those things. So like right now, our struggle is like with podcast, like. Some of our podcast equipment is also our gaming equipment, so we have to like shuffle things around, move things here and there. So what I'm hoping for is just like the podcast room, once it's set. Nobody takes anything out of that room. That's the podcast room. Those are the podcast lights. If we need other lights, we're gonna have to get some more.
Yeah, for someone like me who's like very technologically illiterate, setting up things is very difficult in the troubleshooting. So just having it there and just push a button and it's ready to go. It's just gonna make you want to even do more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's something we've always wanted, and just I mean, we have the space kind of, but we've already dedicated a lot of these rooms
Yeah.
to what they're supposed to be.
See-
Now we can start fresh, and like I'm most excited to just seeing the before and after of like how we're gonna transform this house into
Yeah.
like our studio essentially.
Our office right now, so we work out of this like huge warehouse building, and the office space that we work in feels like
Shit.
they stuffed as much as they could into this building and they still had a little bit of space left over, and then somebody was like, oh, what if we turned it into office spaces that no one will ever rent because no one knows they're here, and even if they did it's just
I mean, it gave us a bang for our buck
Yeah.
as far as like the space and how much we were paying for rent.
Yeah.
But homeless guys, dog peeing on the stairs, no
Yeah.
windows, trash compactor noise,
Yeah.
toilet never working. There's just a lot.
All the
we got
outlets
what we
on that
paid
side of the wall right now after the power went out are all broken. So
yeah.
that's why everything in this room is literally plugged in on these outlets right over here.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Y'all
Which-
remember the power fiasco,
Took
right?
me a
there's-
minute to figure out.
And there's no windows, man. It just like it literally feels like we're working in a dungeon. So like,
does.
but we did grow a lot here, like you said. You know, we got our bang for the buck, but like at the same time, we got what we paid for.
We did.
But we did grow a lot here. We
years.
grew a lot here.
A little over 3 years
I
now.
was actually cleaning up the Drobo, man, and we were watching like the season. I forgot that we finished Game of Thrones here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're pulling all nighters here.
Fucking forgot that.
Oh, remember the all-nighters here?
Like
Yeah.
that
We
feels
finished
like
AJ will come
Cora
and bring
here
the
also.
snacks.
that's crazy. That's so crazy.
So I mean, I'm excited.
We finished
just-
Full Metal Alchemist here.
Yeah,
And that's fucking
started
wild.
at the old house.
Sheesh.
I'm excited to have just a centralized look, a centralized place. I think it's going to help us with our company culture when we're all like, hey, this is the place, these are the areas, everything can be cleaned up and look nice, because I do think the way our studio looks is a reflection on us, but it's also just been like, it's been literally here. It's been like, okay, well, first we're good, and then we got robbed, and we're like, all right, well, we'll fix that all up. And like, it's been like one thing happening after another. And what you guys wouldn't know from looking is that the ceilings are all concrete, which means that hanging anything from the ceiling is borderline impossible unless you're drilling directly into the concrete. Mm-hmm. And the ceilings are also high, which is good to have the space, but it's not great for sound, for stopping sound. So like my just tribulations with trying to put up all the soundboards and having them like the industrial glue shit that's supposed to work, and it just like kept falling off. I was like, I'm losing my fucking
I
mind.
do think we're going to do a lot better with the organization, because one thing here is like when we first came to this studio, we were doing, pretty well. I mean, the channel was in a good standing, but we were still, I would say, relatively small-ish. And then
We hadn't experienced aggressive expansion yet.
exactly.
Yeah.
So once we started getting more time to do more things, like, hey, let's do podcast, and we built a podcast room. And it was so like we bought more and more equipment, and then like it just kind of collected, and we didn't have a plan for wire management, so it's just kind of all over the place. But now that we have all these things, like my biggest thing is like when we're setting things up, I'm gonna be very, very focused on like the wire management, so that we don't have just like a fucking bush of wires behind the TV.
I
Hey,
feel
hey,
you.
hey. Let me talking shit about bushes, all right? They have their place in society.
I like the 70s. I'm with Chris. I want the company culture. I want it to be a fun place to hang out and chill. You know what I mean? Like we're going to be back to our roots where we started with when you and I first moved in together, and we kind of the Normies didn't technically start there, but I consider that most of the origin of the channel when we were in that apartment, and so we're moving kind of close back to that area, so it's kind of returning full circle.
I will say the one thing I'm not looking forward to the
Say
commute.
it. Preach.
I'm
Preach.
so not
Preach.
looking forward to this commute, bro. Like,
Fuck this commute
it's gonna
already.
It's gonna be about like 30, 40. Man, we're gonna be
Rush hour both ways.
both
we spend
ways.
less
like,
time
just,
at home.
for everybody.
Bunch
that,
of bitches. I've been doing it for a
Yeah,
while.
and it
Damn
sucks,
right.
doesn't it? And it
I
sucks,
moved
doesn't it?
downtown
Listen,
very
and it
specifically
sucks,
not to
doesn't
have to
It's-
commute.
It's really not that bad
It
because
is.
traffic has gotten better. Literally, for our operations, let me because I've been making this commute. We come from 95, and we literally just have to be here by 9:00. You could leave your house by like 8:30. If you go before, when I was like driving my Civic, I was horrible because I like take the back roads. Now you guys have nice cars, so you can get on the highway, right? It literally takes 30 minutes.
Just let
But,
me.
but you're also practically next to the highway. Like your house is like very.
And that's
close.
where our house is. It's right next to the highway.
No, he's talking about where he lives. But what I'm saying is that I literally, very specifically, tailored my entire life. I have built this.
live
I
in
moved
downtown,
from the
right?
west side
To live in downtown?
to live downtown to very specifically not have to commute. Like I literally changed my life for this fact, and I don't give a fuck that I'm gonna have to commute now. But it's a big change.
You were
for me.
downtown before we moved downtown.
I moved. That's what like when I was going to
what he's
school at
saying.
IUPUI. I was like, I'm moving downtown
Oh,
because I'm driving
yeah.
downtown every day,
Yeah.
and I was spending every morning with my mom. We would come all the way downtown, and then she dropped me off, and then I catch the bus back, and I was like, fuck this commute shit. So I moved downtown, and then like built my life and got all of my jobs very specifically like around downtown for that
So
reason. So this is the first time for me since like 2012 that I'll be back to
Gotcha.
commuting.
Maybe we can for realsies carpool now.
Can I just? Yeah, you could. Can I just say that it's gonna suck some days. There's gonna be traffic some days, but
it's gonna-
compared to California, compared to like all these other busy places where you have to spend hours in traffic, we're not gonna be like that. And sometimes waking up earlier, you get to kind of actually wake up for the day before you come in,
That's
and then
true.
Who's this
getting
guy
off
talking to?
work.
That's true. That's
you can actually kind of unload. Like, you know how when you get off work and you go home right away, you need to kind of recharge for a little bit. You can actually do that in the car on the drive back.
I get that for you, maybe. For me, I wake up because I'm already up every morning at 7, like straight up off tops, regardless of what I'm doing, even on the weekends. And then like, so I get my early morning, and I'm not saying that this is just me. This is me talking about my own personal bullshit. But like, I don't let that like riding a car home after work is just gonna like drain me. I can feel it.
Plus, your car is entertaining. You can turn anything into a.
This guy's got a little beat machine in there, fart machine, his little self-driving flying
You
Tesla.
can probably play like Pong while you're like,
They updated it. They added
Also,
Sonic,
this is the countdown
original
for
Sonic.
Surge to
There you
move
go.
back to Fishers. I don't know how long it's gonna take.
That's what I was wondering.
But this motherfucker's gonna have he's
100%.
gonna have a house in Fishers within the next
100%.
year and a half. I'm putting
100%.
money on it. I'm putting
100%.
money on it.
100%.
And then he's gonna be like, we're like, oh, what about the communities? I'm like, well, I should move closer. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is a countdown.
That's a nice place to live.
So something like what you
Fuck
just
that.
said.
It is. You're
This
not
whole time I've been wanting to like move back downtown, and now I'm like, where am I gonna live?
In Fishers.
But I
You're gonna
don't-
live by work probably.
No, but it's like
Oh, now you don't see the point of getting a new place.
yeah, I wanna get,
because
like,
if you're
I was-
gonna be in the same spot, right?
yeah, it's like
Well, then come to downtown, man. We'll carpool, man. We can commute.
But now we're in Fishers. Like also, like the good thing about Fishers or where this house is, like everything's nearby. Like you got like all the grocery stores nearby. You got all the stores nearby, and you got all the
Kroger.
restaurants nearby.
That doesn't sound fun. We have all that. I need
No, we don't. Downtown doesn't have that.
We don't have grocery
We
stores
only have
downtown.
one Kroger. We have one Kroger.
Whole Foods, Needlers, Kroger, all three within walking distance.
Not walking distance.
They 100% are.
Okay, Aldi's, Meijer, Walmart, Target.
Above average walking distance, Chris.
They're within a mile of
You're
each
too
other.
laxed with walking distance.
You can't walk a mile. They're all within a 1 mile square.
Not in the cold.
Yeah, but like, yeah, not in the cold. Yeah.
Y'all tripping. Yeah, get out there and get the
See,
exercise.
that's what I'm saying. You're an
I
above
want to
average
see
walker.
Chris walking his ass in the cold grabbing groceries. Do you?
Yes. Do you? We literally walk to the grocery store still.
Really?
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
pop down there. It's just
Needler's
in the front.
isn't too bad, but like Kroger is significantly farther.
I wouldn't go to the Kroger though.
Yeah.
I would go to Needler's.
But
or go to
Needler's is
Whole
more
Foods.
expensive.
Not really.
Yeah, no,
It is. It is significantly more expensive than Kroger.
Not for me. I don't know what y'all are doing.
I haven't shopped.
I got the hookup. I know the proper handshakes, bro. You got to go in the back. You got to meet up with
Nah.
Nina.
The Krog, man, the Krog is where it's at, bro.
Is it or is it just the closest to your house?
It is, but it is actually pretty. You just compare. We should do a vlog where we compare like Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, and
Trader Joe's surprisingly is cheap.
Grocery store tier list.
grocery store
tier list.
I'm down.
Cubs foods, number one S
Cub
tier.
foods.
Don't fight me.
I miss those bags, those big brown Cub Foods.
I'm
bags.
sorry. I miss Marsh.
You miss Marsh,
Oh, yeah, I miss Marsh. Marsh had the best meat.
R.I.P. Marsh.
I used to steal red pop Fagos from Cub Foods like it was going out of style. It was my life.
Also, a lot of these places I'm sure you guys don't have because they're called something else. Or, there's not a Kroger outside of
First
the
time.
Midwest.
Actually, I think they're all in Ohio
Yeah.
now.
The first time I saw a Publix, I thought it said Pubics, and I was like, that's a weird name. For
Pubics.
So you want to talk about this Twitch shit?
Let's talk about this Twitch shit.
What's going on Twitch?
So who knows what? I mean, we'll do a quick I have a little
Yeah, a little spiel.
outline here. So first off, the Twitch shit we're referring to are the top streamers on Twitch. Like the number one streamers, the ones that are making the most, that have the most subscribers and followers, have been doing this trend, what they call is the meta right now.
The TV meta.
Is the TV meta, the reacting to MasterChef, Naruto, Death Note, Avatar: Last Airbender in their entirety and showing
for
the
hours at a
footage.
time.
For hours at a time.
Multiple episodes.
The reason why is because Twitch is, well, as of like a few weeks ago, things are changing, but Twitch has been a lawless land as far as DMCA and copyright takedown claims go. So you could theoretically stream all that shit, and as long as you don't leave it in your video on demand to watch later, and the stream just deletes, they can't really do anything or come after you. So people have been taking advantage of that. And then the big names started taking advantage of it because it's easy content to do. I mean, we do reactions. They're like generally like they take us time to do, but they're not as hard to construct as, a video essay or some other type of video. So I understand the allure in doing it, but me personally, and I'm not trying to sound high and mighty or anything because reactions are still a thin gray line as far as fair use goes. So I'm not coming from like a high and mighty place. I do feel like we have more of a leg to stand on because we at least try to limit the footage and we try to add our stupid commentary over it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about fair use is like a lot of people were defending Pokimane like in the comments and whatever. It's like, no, it's fair use. It's fair use.
It's
fair
not
use.
though. You don't understand what it is.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like fair use was such a fragile concept to begin with, and now it's been so bastardized. Like, I'm sorry, man. Like you can't just stream entire episodes of something and call that fair use.
And
because
I feel like
you're
that's common sense.
yeah,
too.
like
Yeah, it feels like copyright infringement just when you think about it.
you wouldn't download a car.
And no one has a really clear picture on what fair use copyright is.
doesn't-
So like
it's
Hassan Abi, like he has a different take on it, whereas like Toast, or no, what's that guy's name?
Delusional toast. Disguised toast. A name that I've heard 100 times in the last 24 hours.
And the guy
time ever.
Moist with the long hair, Charlie.
Critical.
Yeah, I can't remember. He has a different take on it too, and I'm more aligned with his. But it's just if you stream the full thing, that they're not making their money on it.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can have an argument that what we're doing is also stealing, but I have a firm belief that we're adding transformative content to it. Our editors believe it.
I think
and we have our own processes and ways.
I mean,
I think
personally,
we are-
for me, I wouldn't. If I wanted to enjoy Avatar: Last Airbender, I'm not gonna fucking watch a bunch of people talk over it. I think that that's like literally the worst and possibly most disrespectful way to try to watch something that you enjoy for the first time ever, right? And I know that some people around the world like don't have access to this shit or don't have the money for it, so they are actually coming to us for that. Which I can't chastise these people for, but we tell them it is not a market substitute. Literally, if you want to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, the best way to actually consume that shit
watch it.
is to watch it. You're missing nuance. We're cutting out story beats. You're missing character development.
Yeah.
We talk about it, but you're not getting it actually from the creator. It's a bastardized version. It's always gonna be.
We
And,
actually-
you gotta
on a market
substitute, bro.
So like sometimes we get comments like, "Oh, why'd you cut this part out? Why'd you cut?" Like sometimes we purposefully cut shit out because it's like if you want to see it, go fucking watch it, man.
Right.
But like the parts that we cut out, we'll still discuss them in the discussion. And so people are like, "Oh, why didn't you show it?" It's like, well, we still saw it. Like if you want to see
Yeah.
it, go fucking.
And
And
can
we,
I
and we
just-
have our uncuts
Go
that
watch
don't
it.
supply the footage, so where you have to line it up. And I know it's more work. Chris, you were gonna add something real quick?
Yeah, just the one thing is that we live in an internet time and age. If you want to steal it, fucking torrent it. Don't come here to watch it. Obviously, it is literally just as easy and better for you. I'm not advocating for torrenting, but I'm saying if you're like, I'm gonna watch Avatar: Last Airbender with these people talking about, no, just why wouldn't you just?
But I don't believe those viewers are like watching Pokemon because they want to see Avatar: The Last Airbender specifically. They like Pokemon and maybe they'll become fans of the show. So I'm not saying they're trying to steal it, but you're just not supposed to do that. There's an argument to be made, like Hassan says, what about like older reality TV that's not in syndication? I would say something like Kid Nation. It's off the air.
Yeah.
if you wanted to do that, I think that that's okay. But it's still, you're still riding, you're still taking a risk. I won't complain if it's taken down. Like that's the thing.
Still think you need to, because another thing about these like live streams is that they're sitting there for hours and you know, watching like multiple episodes at a time, and yeah, they're reacting to it. Maybe they're adding a little bit of commentary, but for the most part, it's just this.
Yeah, you guys have seen our uncut.
Yeah, or they're just watching it's straight up.
It's just like what that's not fair use, man. That's not fair use.
What sucks is like there's like with Pokemon too, like you can do Amazon Watch Party. There's an actual legit way to do it legally, and they have to have an Amazon Prime account, but they could watch along with you. Of course, you're gonna get more viewers doing it the way they've been doing it. Yeah. But for all these big top creators that have the means and the resources to just get a slap on the wrist as punishment for this and move on, they're taking very big risks for the entire community of reactors. I think reaction channels were seen as a blight on the YouTube community 5+ years ago. I think in the last 5 years, channels like us, Blind Wave, you have, you know, even deeper ones like Corridor Crew doing the VFX. I think reactions have been given a more legitimate meaning now, and like people are seeing like, okay, there's ways to do this now, and I feel like this is kind of just taking it 5 pegs back now, and it's just these big names that aren't going to get in trouble, and they say they look out for the little guy, but this could have serious repercussions for Twitch and maybe bleed over to YouTube on us. That would suck.
Every time something, and like you said, what's a small slap on the wrist for these big ass creators, that trickles down to like smaller creators maybe being destroyed entirely,
like not being able to do this anymore.
You know, so like it is scary because like every time something like this has happened, I mean, a platform has the obligation to, like, when it's something big like this happens, they have to do something. And like I know Twitch is a different platform, but you know, it could migrate, like you said, it could migrate over. And in terms of YouTube, anytime, like, you know, we got the copyright system made that everybody hates now because it's like so abused. Yeah. We had the adpocalypse happen off of a bullshit article by the Wall Street Journal that didn't have any merit to it. And now this is happening, and it's scary. It really is scary.
Well, the one thing I'm really worried about is that we'll never be able to do Just Dance live. That's it.
And see, that I also feel like is fair use. I know we're streaming music, but it's from a game.
It's from a game. We're dancing on it. It's literally mostly us dancing. And then after that, we don't keep it up. So it's not like you can listen to these bops.
Yeah.
And again, if that's how you're getting your music, buddy.
Right, you're doing it the wrong way.
You know, like, you can download SoundCloud for free. Like,
you just have to listen to ads. Like,
I hope that it calms down. Like, I hope... I don't know. I wanted to do a video as an open letter to them, but since we've been talking about it, it's just right here. Like, please consider the little guy, and I'm not even calling us the little guy, because I think we could survive something.
I think
we've talked about alternatives to reactions if like the worst should happen. You should always have a backup plan for
I mean, we
shit.
beasted through 2020. If we can make it through 2020, I think we're pretty much golden.
It's just, I'd hate to see smaller channels get fucked because like the studios are suddenly like, well, this Twitch shit is annoying. This is all. I mean, why don't we just stop it all on YouTube too? You know, like the UK did their whole fair use thing where they don't allow like shit now.
The evolution of reactions has been, because like in the beginning of our career, I did also kind of feel like iffy about like, you know, like but I mean, I always believed we were transforming our content, but because of the reputation reactions had on the internet,
like fucking Jinx, you will never forget.
But now I'm seeing like these big names refer to themselves as reactors because they've started doing like 90 Day Fiancé commentary or like you know, these shows, and they're like referring to themselves as reactors. So it is a lot more legitimate now. Even in the backgrounds, like we have been reached out by like legitimate movie studios and be like, hey, you guys want to do a reaction to this piece? So
writers for show, creators
writers for shows. So like, and it's a very stark thing. Like some companies are like, fuck you, this is like, you guys are taking our shit and we have to take it down. And then other companies are actually willing to work with us and be like, hey, we see the potential in this. Do you want to react to this? So it's like, you know,
I like that for like a Burlington bar, that like the creators, and not just the creators, but like the people who worked on Game of Thrones would watch Burlington bar videos and be like, if I was the dude like the one guy in the behind the scenes thing who like made the snow, and I'm watching people react to literally my work. Like I'm some name that's far down the fucking list of like special effects dude, and like I'm seeing people get hyped off of the shit that I made. I'm seeing people watch the thing that like I worked on, that I've been working on for the last 10 years. And even if I'm just the snow guy, I'm like, fuck, people are hyped on my shit. Like that, we're taking that, you don't want to take that away from like the littler people who are in these big productions. Because while, yeah, the studios fuck with it, also the people who work in it also are watching it because they want to see how people react to their work.
We should get a short list together of like all those creative types that have reached out to us. Like I know someone who did visual effects on either Arcane or Squid Game reached out. I think the writer of the Free Churro BoJack episode tweeted us and was like, I love this reaction. So like, you know, it is a direct way for those smaller creators to see their work.
The Money Heist director knows about us.
Yeah?
Because he's good friends with Pilar Reacts. So
nice.
Yeah,
Damn, how does Pilar just key in with people?
Yeah. I mean, they're I don't know. They're both.
They both
Don't you dare say it.
They're both in Spanish countries. I don't know.
So if you're in Spanish, you just know everybody.
Right?
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. No. It's because she was the first one to like really react to that series.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes more sense than they both speak Spanish.
That's not how I meant it. But they're good friends, and then he's seen our reactions. They're
That's
aware,
awesome.
they're aware of us.
It all depends on, again, a quote Hasanabi. How litigious is the production studio? Are they very litigious? He was talking about Viacom is very litigious, and I would once agree. Viacom, aka Nickelodeon Comedy Central, they are out to get you. But then again, our South Park reactions haven't been touched lately, and that's Viacom. And so like something tells me there is a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. And like now some of these companies know and are aware of that. So let's not teeter it on the other end. Let's not
especially from like the mainstream faces.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows Pokemon.
Because they're just gonna make us all the bad
Pokemon
guy.
could be, she could be like tomorrow, like I'm a reactor, and then people just associate her as like the face of reacting.
I was actually gonna mention that. I kind of it annoys me when like someone who's a big name like gets into like your YouTube genre, because I've seen this happen with other YouTubers where like a huge name is just like I'm doing news now, and because it's already a huge name, it's like top news person of all time. And it's like man, fuck, bro, come on, give me a break. Like if,
you can pretty much go lateral any way.
Yeah,
once you
right.
have enough
You're just
numbers.
fine. Like if PewDiePie changes his name to like top normie of all time, that's it. We're eclipsed. No one's ever gonna know us again. People are gonna type up normie. It's gonna go straight to PewDiePie. And like, well,
even like Susie Lou making it into the very last YouTube rewind ever, but like that still felt a certain way because like we don't quite agree with what Susie Lou does. You know, like I don't think she transforms. She's doing the same thing. She's just putting up entire episodes, and I don't really agree with that. But again, she's the biggest one, so she was associated as the face of reacting, and that's like so not what the subgenre is. You know, like
I think there's an argument to be made. I think Susie Lou also kind of is aware of things and trying to change how she's doing it, or you know, maybe she needs to talk to us or have a conversation about it. But like more people need to be informed if clearly the top Twitch streamers don't know that this isn't allowed, which I find hard to believe.
Yeah, or they just don't care because this was actually the old meta. I don't know if you guys remember this from back in the day on YouTube, but people would do shit right on purpose, something controversial. They'd get banned, and then they'd come back with like and be like with another channel or with that same channel, and they came back and like YouTube banned me, and they make themselves out to be the victim, and they would get views. They'd always come back stronger. Yeah, every single time
they wear it as a badge of honor.
Yeah, she even I don't know if she did it on purpose or not, but it happened with her. She had that stream where she got taken off, and when she came back, that next stream was so fat and doing great. She gained subscribers and all that shit because like when you can make yourself seem like the victim against these like major giant companies, like you can play that. And this isn't to say that the companies aren't perfect. YouTube fucks up on a regular. Twitch apparently just never thought that this would be a thing, which I kind of find a little fucking ridiculous.
Well, dude, when we get our videos taken down, and I'm so annoyed. I'm like, well, that is well within their right to do that. Like, you know, like what am I gonna do? They made it. Like, you know,
and we fight it back, and we usually get it back after making our point because they're making
we re-edit it.
When they come at us with that, it's like, all right, whatever, but don't misunderstand it. Like we're following the law. Like I really, knock on wood, hope it never happens. If we ever had to get in litigation, I am pretty sure a like decent lawyer could be like, this is the law.
We at least we have a leg to stand on. We've
even talked with lawyers about this to be like, are we within our rights?
There's a show we do that we go through this exact thing. So Ruby is the only show where we put up the entire thing as the reaction, but we have specific permission from Rooster Teeth Studios to be able to do that. So when we put up those videos, initially they'll get blocked, and then we have to put in the thing for it, and then within a day or two they see it and they're like, oh yeah, it's the Normies, and then it gets unblocked. So like, that's where like
I do want to say that their content ID system isn't perfect. You mentioned Toei Animation. I wanted to bring this up when it like the day after it happened initially, but now everybody knows about it. This channel Totally Not Mark, I got like 150 of his Dragon Ball videos. I've been subscribed to that dude for a little over a couple of years now, and when that happened, like I've been following him. It's just sad. Like he's not making videos anymore. He just stopped. He was in the middle of a big Naruto review, going arc by arc.
it kills your motivation.
Yeah,
Just
and it was fair use too. Like he used clips. It was more video essay formatted. But they make mistakes too. I'm not saying it's perfect.
Yeah, and the only way for him to get out of that is going to be a fuck ton of money and a lawyer, and that's like how are you trying to go against Toei? Because if Toei wants to, they could literally
he has to wait what he calculated is to the equivalent of like 70 years if he wanted to reclaim all of it with the process it takes.
See, that's because I was about to say the other thing that the lawyers can always do too, which if you're going against a bigger company, is they can either drown you with money or they can just drown you with time.
Yep.
And that whole discovery thing where they're like, yo, we'll take forever to get back with you, and it's just like you as a singular individual, you can't fight against that.
it's scary, man.
I'm worried about
It's
H3,
really
man.
scary.
The homie, first of all, is always in a goddamn lawsuit.
They keep going at him.
But I mean, we say at least I wanted us to say the words market substitute because I had first heard it from the bold guy H3 dispute because that's the words the judge used when they ruled Ethan's video as fair.
And that's the only legal precedent still, right?
Yeah, but now he's going up against someone that, like Chris says, has a lot more fun than
Money
Matt
and time.
Haas. And yeah, he could just drown H3. I hope not.
What's the lawsuit? I didn't hear about
It's
this.
he did a fucking commentary on one of the pay-per-view fights with like Logan Paul or some shit, and I think he might have like showed a clip. Mind you, it wasn't even his clip. It was a clip of someone else's, like a clip on someone else's channel that he showed, and like so now they're going after him. Because one, he's the
Triller?
bigger name. I can't remember who it was.
Triller.
Is it? Yeah.
Triller guy.
Wow.
Goddamn,
So-
Logan Paul, you made you
It's not
started.
Logan Paul. It's the guy who
That's kind of-
owns Triller.
that's
and
kind
he's
of petty.
He's also suing Teddy Fresh, even though he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. So he's like literally, he's trying to rope them in.
That's a
and just
petty
drown
ass
them out,
lawsuit.
man.
Yeah, that just has petty.
Which means
written
like
all
we
over
got to spirit bomb this shit. And like if he does a GoFundMe, I'm gonna have to fucking put money in it. Not because I want him to do well, but because one, I believe that it's totally unjust and it's unfair. And two, like if Disney wants to, they'll take us all out. They'll just be like, oh, that's it. You guys reacted to Star Wars. We'll sue you for $1 billion.
It's very scary to work on a platform where you just feel like you're on shaky ground always. Like you're never on a firm ground. Like I'm safe. Like we're safe. Like I've never quite had that feeling. It's always in the back of your head. Because even in the quarantine, our channel, we got up to 3 strikes and we had our channel twice. And when that happens, I can't describe to you the feeling of like how badly it kills your motivation and your drive to like keep going, because it's just like fuck, like it just stops you dead in your tracks. Like not much you can experience in life. Like
I used to have the same feeling. I still do to an extent always, but that's why I'm very thankful to our patrons. I know this is a shill and a shout out, but because when our channel went tits up twice, it was 3 strikes, we had to contact YouTube, we had to organize a Twitter campaign, but we were still able to maintain our flow because of Patreon. Like that is the sole reason why so many YouTubers and so many creators that you all love are thriving still. Google AdSense pays shit. All the little small video essay channels, all the little tiny Bitcoin commentary channels, everybody has a Patreon now, and like they always deserve the credit.
Even if your Patreon's pulling in like a couple of $100, like that's still gonna be. It's better than AdSense. It's always gonna be better than AdSense.
Yeah. I think what Twitch is going through right now is kind of like YouTube in its early days, where there was very much a lack of structure. I think Twitch is just gonna have to go through this like evolution of like, because it's not just reactions. There's so many genres where it's just like a lawless wasteland. Like have you seen any gambling streamers? Have you heard about like
What?
the Roobet controversy? So Roobet is this like online casino. Online casinos are huge on Twitch, and basically these like top streamers, somebody's phone.
I got it.
These top streamers, do online casinos for like 8-12 hours at a time.
That sounds fucked
That's
up.
fun.
That sounds fucked up.
It is fucked up because you're promoting gambling and there's no age restriction on these videos,
Yeah.
so kids might be watching this. But also
Gambling's addictive.
But also you'll see these top streamers hit just astronomical. Like somebody will win $1 million on stream, somebody will win $100,000 on stream. Somebody like crazy things happen on these streams, and so people are like, "Holy shit, it might happen." So they join these online casinos, and there's a YouTuber by the name of CoffeeZilla and Somewhat Ordinary Gamer. They did a collab where they did research on Roobet, which is an online casino, and what they found is like on the back end, they give these streamers higher chances of winning
Because if it looks like that, there's a higher chance that because the house is always going to win.
Yeah.
This is a fact.
This reminds me of that
Never forget that
CSGO shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. And funny enough, the same guys that were involved in Roobet, they were involved in CSGO. So they just been going from scam
It's
to
a
scam to
fucking
scam.
scam.
So like on the back end, so like whatever you see on so Twitch is basically just a lawless wasteland in any subgenre that you're talking about. So I think they just need to go through some like heavy structuring and laying down some rules. And
Which is going to suck
it's
while
gonna
it's
suck,
happening.
but it's
but on the other end of it,
unfortunately.
it might be more
What I would
stability.
love to see ultimately come out of all this is more people be aware that Amazon Watch Party is a thing, and you can watch things like The Boys and Invincible, which what we did, we reacted live to it, and people followed along. But I would love to see
because they
if
needed
like
their own account, right?
if Facebook wants people to live stream on their platform, if YouTube wants more people, maybe YouTube should partner with Netflix. Maybe Facebook should partner with Hulu and have those be linked up. So at least there's a place to go for everybody. Because obviously, Twitch and Amazon probably have a deal. You can't link Netflix there if they want you to watch Amazon Prime shows. So I don't know.
It would make sense.
Shit
People
out.
want to watch shit with each other.
Figure it out, because this is what people like to do, and Twitch and Amazon have proven there is a legal way and means to do it. So just fucking figure it out, please. Like the latter this is way better than
maybe we need to reform copyright laws. Maybe some of the shit we have is a little antiquated with
Sweet
how
Lord, have mercy. Good luck on that.
Yeah, just
not
simple.
Not saying, but like in terms of like internet shareability, of course you can't stream the whole thing. Like there's going to be common sense things that are obviously not going to be allowed. But I'm saying like the way the internet is going, the way technology is going, how connected we are, like this is inherently going to happen. Like even what if it was just like somebody that's not trying to what if it's like content made for their family or something personal? Oh, actually, like in our we're playing a D&D campaign, and Amanda, she made this like really cool trailer. I didn't get to see it because by the time she must have used like music or something, but by the time I got around to wanting to watch it, it had been taken down.
Damn.
And she didn't even make it for like the internet. She just wanted to make like a cool thing for us.
So
You know what I mean, like
I do think it'd be nice if the laws were changed, but the thing is like, are you familiar with the public domain shit that's been happening? Because like, so if you create something, eventually that thing goes into the public domain. I forget how long it's supposed to be, right? But because a company like Disney, who's about to have enough money to buy their own Death Star, every time Mickey Mouse or any of their property gets close to hitting that line for where the public domain is, they lobby and they change it to make the public domain bigger so that their shit never ends up in the public domain, which is not a good thing. Like if you're Disney, sure, that works for you, but like we agreed on public domain shit a while back because that's why anybody can make a Sherlock Holmes thing. You want to make a Sherlock Holmes thing? Go for it, because Sherlock Holmes is now in the public domain. But because the public domain isn't moving, it means characters like, let's say, your Batmans or your Supermans or your Mickey Mouse will never end up in the public domain, which also means that these characters are going to keep getting licensed and keep getting put on TV and screens and whatever to the end of time without us getting a chance to make new characters. Because I do think Disney would create more new shit. Like they'd have to make a brand new Mickey Mouse or figure something out or like anything like that.
If you even hum the Star Wars theme on the internet, like they could technically sue you.
Real Rejects got a copyright strike for humming the Mission Impossible theme.
See, that's fucking nuts. But like, in order to change those laws, what you have to do is become the next Disney and then fight against your own best interest to change the laws.
I would be kind of flattered because then I would have been like, "Damn, I must have done a really good job. I must have done a really good job at humming it." Yeah.
So Pat wanted to talk some sports stuff. Are we almost done with the Twitch
I'm done
stuff?
with it. I just would love a conversation needs to happen. Changing the law is too tough, but a conversation needs to happen. We would love to be that channel that interfaces. Talk to us, email us. We'll try to. We've been trying to reach out. It's one of our long-term goals to try to create a conversation between studios and these sorts of narrative reaction channels, which is what I'd call Blind Wave, Roshi, us, RGTV, like the narrative reactions. I would say. Because there are plenty of other reaction channels out there, but this is a very kind of specific format and model now with Patreon. So
sub-genres to reactions now.
Yeah.
So I have a real big thorn in my butt right now.
Okay.
That's
I was like, do you need some help?
All right.
I only have one sports thing to share, and it's just I saw it the last 2 days. The playoffs are about to start. The NFL playoffs are about to start, and usually when the season ends, there's called Black Monday, where coaches get fired. That's what it's called, Black Monday. So a lot of people get fired that day in the NFL. And right now, 2 black coaches got fired when they shouldn't really have gotten fired. Brian Flores and David Culley. Brian Flores for the Miami Dolphins and David Culley for the Houston Texans. And with both of them getting fired, now we only have one black coach in the NFL. And these 2 coaches that got fired, they really shouldn't have gotten fired. For Brian Flores in Miami, he had 3 winning seasons, and he was not expected to have these 3 winning seasons. His quarterback has been hurt, but they still perform well. Think about this. We know how dominant the Patriots are, and they dominate their division. Mm-hmm. They beat the Patriots twice this year. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he got fired. And then David Culley, he took this job. David Culley, he only had 1 season to make it happen. And when he took this job, the organization, everyone knew that they weren't going to go anywhere because they weren't going to have their star quarterback this year. So he was already going into a losing situation, and everyone expected him not to be doing that well. He actually did pretty well. His team was competitive. They were 4-12, so better than most teams out there. More of the losing teams, essentially. And now what's happening is these black coaches don't get a fair chance compared to white coaches. For example, Matt Nagy, he got fired this season, but he should have been fired 2 seasons ago for the Chicago Bears. But he got 2 extra seasons because he's a white coach and he came from a good offense or whatever. My biggest frustration is black coaches never get a fair chance, or they don't get the same leash as white coaches. And what's also fucked up is black coaches only get hired by bad teams or teams that don't have good assets. For example, Dallas Cowboys, they hired a white coach this past season, and this white coach, what was this? I think it's not Mike Holmgren. He used to coach for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, Bill Belichick.
Not Bill Belichick. He's for the Patriots. I'm losing Mike McCarthy. He coached for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, and whatever. And then he immediately graced a great job with the Dallas Cowboys, who have great resource management, great team, management and an organization, and he gets on there. But a black coach doesn't. I've never seen a black coach come into a situation with great team management. They always go into a losing situation, and you already put them up to failure. Then what do you expect? If you already put them up for failure, then give them at least 3-4 years to do so. And that's my biggest frustrations I have is what's happening is people are making this. I don't want to say the public is making it sound like maybe black coaches are not equipped to run it coach an NFL team, but that's what it's going to make it look like. The image is going to make it look like that they're not equipped because they don't have the fair chance.
That would be the absolute dumbest fucking argument because it's predominantly black players in that sport, right? So why wouldn't they be able to coach also? Why would you're saying that the public perception is because black coaches can't do it as well as white coaches.
It's not just the players on the team. It's X's and O game planning and all that stuff. They don't think they're smart enough.
The white people want something to do with football.
Exactly.
I mean, so you're saying Jim Irsay and the NFL are they predominantly leaning a certain way because of how their stance was on the kneelers as well.
I mean, it might not be that they're doing it on purpose, but what it sounds like the NFL has a problem with might be
a systemic racism.
Yeah, systemic racism, because now the numbers would favor white coaches to be hired, and like it'll be like, well, look at the numbers, and it's a systemic problem, is what they're having, is what it sounds like.
Were those the
hard to
only
fix.
2 coaches fired this year?
No, there were other coaches fired, but like
So,
these
like,
2 coaches should
what-
not have been fired.
What would, like, what's the rubric? What would constitute a coach getting fired?
Like having a terrible season,
Having
right?
multiple terrible seasons. A perfect example: Chicago Bears. This guy coached for 6 years. He has 6 losing seasons. He's still got 6 years to do so. Brian Flores had 3 winning seasons.
Yeah,
Beat the Patriots twice. Got fired.
Are you
David
telling
Coley,
me?
one season, one losing season, but a competitive team. Didn't have any team management. Chicago Bears has a bunch of star players and good players to make it happen. Houston Texans didn't have that.
How many black coaches are there right now?
One
from
now.
ballpark too? One out of how many?
32 teams.
32 teams.
That is fucking ridiculous.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Especially considering. So I is not a tinfoil hat. I hang out on places on the internet. I know how a lot of people that have bad thoughts and intentions and shit think. I mean, it helps certain people's world narrative because, like, one, there's a lot of people who don't like the NFL and sports in general for like what it represents or anything like that. But also too, like, if you are one of those people and you happen to have like racist ideations and you get to be like, well, look, it turns out that like the black people can't manage the team.
Yeah.
It takes like,
Exactly.
it takes like a big brain white guy to come in and do it. And
I
like,
know it sounds like a conspiracy, but subconsciously, you know that is how a good chunk of people are what they're thinking when
I
they're.
hang out on Rumble. I get to read comments. Less of a conspiracy and more that, oh, I've seen multiple people mention that type of racist shit. And it's like, okay, like you hold on to those ideas. I assume they permeate elsewhere. And it's not even a tinfoil hat thing. I don't know.
No,
Because
people I had an old neighbor that was racist, and like, you know, I don't know how else to say it. And he was like talking to me, but like I don't know. I went to his place to hang out. It was before you know, you don't really know where people are leaning.
Yeah, you'd be
until you hang
kinda
out with
putting
them
it
a little
together.
bit. And then he was just talking about like, I mean, like look at Africa. You showed me this world map about how like where all the lights are, where like cities and you know, urban like populations are condensed. And he's like, look how many, like there's barely any in Africa. Like they just don't know or don't have the intelligence to like develop or like create these cities, like, you know, for a higher standard of living. Jesus. And I'm like, okay, so you're ignoring, I didn't say this, but you're ignoring apartheid.
Yeah.
You're ignoring all the fucking
colonialism
in
for
Africa. Their lack of resources.
centuries.
Yeah, it's
why most
pretty
people-
wild.
Africa's
It's
owned
like
by China, most other
you just have to
countries.
ignore an entire chunk of
history.
information.
But also, just on that same one, because I do know that people have said this. When I was coming up in the internet, I was hearing this a lot, and I was like, not quite understanding. But like, ask yourself this: why is one of the predominant languages in Africa French? Is it because Africans were just like, oh, we're going to develop French right alongside with France? Or is it because France was like, y'all got resources? Bet. Let me come at those resources.
I think I would say something now, but there was a few other people there. I didn't want to like say,
Be like,
well, you know, there's a reason why this isn't developed. Like,
oh, I'd have chainsawed his
very
ass. I'd have been
clear.
like, well,
And
party's up.
And that's more like it like when you think of racism, you have this picture in your head of like, you know, people with like pitchforks and like extreme like you know, fuck those people kind of thing. But it's more, I think that's more common racism where it's like in conversations like, oh, I just don't think black people are good at this thing, or like, or Mexican people can do this thing, or whatever. That's a more common form of racism.
I think that those people, I used to like super hate racists, and then once you start seeing like, oh man, like
you're just dumb.
Yeah, it's being like, I think one, you need a better worldview and better education, but two, also like
You have to know that you need the education.
when someone's like, you're racist, people get like, oh, and it's like, hey, be chill, just listen, just listen, just listen to this thing, just one thing, just like walk through it with me. All right, is it that black people inherently have a gene that makes us commit more crimes? Or that policing an area more means the cops will find more crimes.
But Chris, they have to be willing to listen. Most people I know
Are not willing to
would just they just have a wall up. They're like, no empathy. I will not consider the other side. My way of thinking is the right way of thinking.
Or they'll do one of these where they're listening to you, but they're going like,
Yeah, just finish what you're saying so I can get.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the fucking NFL, and the NFL's got its issues. They need to sort
the
that shit
NFL
out.
has this issue, and it's just sad because it's not like it just says like it's just gonna make owners and GMs think black coaches are not well equipped to coach a team.
And the general public that watch
Yeah.
NFL.
I would hope not, because like like we were talking a few podcasts ago about like the difference between NBA and NFL and how like one is more progressive, and I would imagine that there's a lot of like cross in between the fandom. Like a lot of people that watch football probably watch
There's a
basketball
ball in
too.
one game, there's a ball in the other.
So I would hope that the general public could maybe hopefully.
So there is that
decipher the
cross
differences.
that you're talking about, but it's a small cross. Like now what has happened because like this
Really?
this whole progressive movement in the NBA versus the NFL, you see people who did not want to fuck with racism and hate racism, watch basketball, and they got drawn to watch basketball. NFL, like if you go to like any NFL stadium, you will see the field like the stadium with mostly white people. Okay, if you go to NBA, you want to see a mixture of people, and that's just the audience. I feel like the NFL is the last sport for the white people.
What? They got hockey and race cars.
But major sports.
Well, maybe not baseball.
Honestly, here's my prediction.
Baseball a little bit. but yeah.
My prediction is like golf, football, like soccer football is going to get bigger here.
It's the world's game, baby.
Yeah, it's going to get bigger here. Basketball is going to stay. Baseball is always going to be an American tradition. I think in the next 100 years, American football.
Well, you better hope the civilization exists in the next 100 years.
If everything goes well,
With the caveat.
But I'm saying if there's a sport that's gonna slowly fade out, I think it's gonna be the NFL because
I can see that with you.
because
of
you
concussions.
were talking about like parents aren't even letting their kids play anymore.
Yep.
So like with CTE research and all this, like if there's a sport that's gonna go in the next 100 years, I think it's gonna be.
I definitely agree with you. That's probably gonna be football, and it's
Play
just.
sarcastic-ball.
But I also don't get that how we were like the NBA is most of the players are black people. NFL same. I mean, but NFL you have more white people than the NBA. I still don't get how the NFL does not think that's best to take care of their players, like treat them best. Like the NBA does that. They want to hear them out. The whole equality movement. I still don't get why the NFL don't think that way.
I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
When
Isn't
you
it
have
just-
no competition, though, you have nothing to compare yourself to. That's why, like, AEW is the wrestling that people prefer now compared to WWE because Vince McMahon had one way of thinking, and that's it. And it was the wrong way, and there's no one to challenge you. And you're just thinking, like, well, this is good. We're going to keep the status quo. And so... I don't know. Like maybe if there was some other type of football, not the XFL would ever get that big.
The Rock may do it with the XFL, baby. Come on, Rock.
They treated their players and coaches right. Yeah.
Because if you're the NFL, what's your incentive to change? Your only incentive to change would to want to internally be better, but the bottom line is still going to hit. You're still going to sell jerseys. You're still going to sell tickets. You're still going to make your money. And in fact, on top of that, if you resist change, you're still going to get the black players are going to come and they're going to come and the black fans are going to come, but you're still also going to keep getting that like hardcore, like that section of fans that are like, I'm glad they're not fucking woke and shit. Like you're going to keep those guys around too. Your incentive isn't there. And without competition, yeah, why the fuck would you? You should be like, whatever. I mean, we're still people can keep entertaining and keep being entertained. I'm gonna keep making this money. Ain't shit gonna change. Why the fuck would I change?
The players are the cattle. It's like, well, fuck you make $1 million. You make $multi-million. Fuck you. Why do I listen to you
And
for
the
anything?
funny thing is that's a Houston Texas owner phrased his players. He praised his players as prisoners, and he was the warden.
See, and that right there would be an example of the type of racism that people would be like, that's not racist. And then you ask yourself, what does a warden look like? Imagine a warden in your head. And then imagine a prisoner in your head in America. And then think about what he's saying.
Do you remember the NCAA South Park episode where Cartman is like akin to like a slave plantation owner because college football players don't make shit?
Yeah.
They're just gonna ship around. Like, that's a pretty decent analogy in my opinion because like what as college players you're not allowed to receive endorsements. You're not allowed to get it. Thank goodness.
Because it was fucked up.
Millions were being made. Billions were being made off that.
It would tie into that other thing that I bring up, which I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it, especially for the college sports. I love capitalism. I'm a capitalist. It's big capitalism too. As long as you're getting a group of people right here who you don't have to pay or really like quite take care of, and they're raking in all the money for you, you essentially got not quite free labor, but you got really low pay ass labor.
I mean,
it's like these motherfuckers are making us millions and shit.
It's kind of the like
We don't
you
have to pay
said,
'em,
like
so.
you said, Vince McMahon. Years later, we found out he wasn't taking care of the wrestlers, and then recently with Jake Paul and Dana White, like that whole thing, and he's calling Dana White out for underpaying.
Dude. UFC fighters
people put their bodies on the line.
Minimum, like, bro, you expect at least $50,000 for your a minimum for a per fight. That's fair. These guys are getting less than that. They're like 20 sometimes, or even less than that 5.
That's why, as much as I hate the Paul brothers, Jake and Logan, they're at least like, hey, book a fight. It may not be a real fight. It may be for shits, but you're gonna make more money than you ever made in your entire career.
Right.
Yeah.
UFC.
And
I mean, how do you say no to that?
There, right?
How do you
I
say
really
no
get
to
fucked,
that?
man.
Yeah. Because I was watching Cody and Noel's podcast. They were talking about the Dana White thing for a little bit, and it's like for them to get paid that little. Like these guys have other jobs. Like
you like I'm in the UFC and I got another job.
They go to fight and then they'll go to their regular job. But I'm saying like they have their regular job to support their life, and then on top of that they're putting in like 40 plus hours a week for the fighting. Like they have 2 full-time things. They got their job, and then training to fight is in and of itself a full-time job.
Yeah.
And so you go to the fight and they get paid like $15,000 to $18,000.
Does UFC still have the numbers? Like, are people still watching it?
Oh yeah, bro.
If
Dana White's making money.
If you break that down, like that 18,000 over all the hours that you actually spent to earn it, I mean, it's got to be like less than minimum wage.
Yeah.
Like,
And also, like that 18,000 they got paid their staff too. The people who are helping them out.
Right, yeah.
They got paid their trainers, so they probably walk away with a few $100 or
Like,
$1,000.
yeah.
I have hope for Dwayne Johnson then now, because I was going to say the NFL needs someone like Nick Khan as to oppose WWE. Nick Khan is just rich as fuck. I guess was like, I'm going to start my own wrestling thing and treat them right, and it's working. So maybe if Dwayne approaches it that way, because none of those wrestlers for WWE, they're going on planes every day, traveling, just fucking up their bodies. All the dude at AEW is doing different is like, let me ask you if you want a break. Is this okay for you? Like, how are you comfortable? Here's a nice cushy plane ride. Here's a nice place to stay. Here's bonuses for not working. Like, it's just more fair and reasonable to what you expect of them. So if Dwayne could do that, then I see a real turnaround. Did you see CM Punk's return on AEW?
Yeah, bro.
He got more pop than The Rock, Stone Cold, anyone in their heyday.
Damn.
Like,
Okay, that's pretty dope.
it's insane to watch.
I might start
It gave me
wrestling again.
goosebumps.
Yeah, it did. I was just watching it, and he was just saying like, I never felt alive when I was at that other place, and here like I feel home. I feel like this is home. It was pretty incredible to
All
see.
right, AEW shit. I didn't know all this was going on.
Also, Nick Khan, he's daddy of, I forgot his dad's first name. I think it's Sayed or where Khan, whatever, but they own the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nice.
Nice.
Damn, man. That's a legacy. So, well, there was one last topic, but we're not getting to it today. I'm going to save that for next week.
What was it?
Well, I want to talk about what it means to be a man for us, like young millennials here in 2022.
I feel like we could riff on that for a long time.
topic, guys.
So we'll get into that one next week. And for now, we'll see you guys later. This has been the Talking Normies podcast, quote unquote hot tub edition.
Deuces.
Hey, we are in a hot tub. You don't know.
Maybe
Where-
you know,
where's the-
maybe
where our feet?
we got a foot bath.
Yeah.
People think I know how to play the piano, but I don't.
How you don't know how to? You play every motherfucking instrument. You know how to play the piano?
I
You
agree.
do know how to play the piano.
He's a better piano player.
You come in, but that's because I play specific. You be free.